Hey YouTube, I just want to make a video covering the basics, mainly the input for the brakes and the brakes and the throttle. These is what I think about when I'm driving, and this is what helped me. Right now we are at the Chicago street circuit. This is the next race that we have for the Tuesday night league race that I have. I have not driven this track at all. I do not know this track, so I think that would be a good way for me to kind of slow down so that I can try to show the throttle and the braking inputs. The first thing I recommend is if you have downloaded like something like this, a graph that shows you your input. The green one is obviously the throttle, the red's the brakes. The one I'm using is iOverlay. It shows the throttle, the brakes, and the clutch. This car doesn't have a clutch, so it doesn't, or a manual clutch, so it doesn't show it here. But basically, what you're trying to do when you're on the throttle is you want a smooth line. You do not want to go like you don't want to see up and down, up and down. You just want to have a smooth line. And when you're braking, same thing. You're trying to get up to 100% pressure, or some corners do not really need 100% pressure, but whatever that maximum pressure is, you want to get on it really quickly, and then as you start turning, you start bleeding off the pressure, and then you want to be completely off the pressure when you're hitting the apex. And this is also the maximum that your steering wheel is turned for that particular corner. And then when you start getting on the throttle again, you start winding down on the throttle. So basically when you're braking for a corner, you let off the throttle real quickly, and then at the same time you're on the brakes really quickly. So the graph, again, watch this graph right here. Corner coming up, you brake, and then you start turning. You also start releasing the brakes. So once you reach the apex, that's when you're transitioning between the throttle, or the brakes and the throttle. Sometimes I still kind of do this where it overlaps. I do that a lot, and that's not ideal. But sometimes I do that, I guess, to try to rotate the car, because sometimes when I'm braking, I'm tapering off, and then sometimes I need to get the car to rotate a little bit more on the apex. I will blip the brakes just like that. And again, that's not ideal, but sometimes it does help rotate the car that one final last time. So again, when you're on the brakes, you do not want to see, coming on the corner doing like that. You want to get on the brakes really quickly and then taper off, planning to be completely off the brakes just as you hit the apex, and then the throttle. You do not really want any time in between that you're not either on the brake or you're not on the throttle. That's called coasting, and that's really wasting a little bit of time. And also when you're finding yourself wanting to get on the throttle even before you hit the apex, that means you're braking too early. What you want to do is you want to move your braking marker, whatever you're using, a little bit forward, so that when you're braking, you really want to start getting on the throttle as you hit the apex. Okay, so let's give this a go and see how I do. I've never seen this track before, so this is just me, learning the track. This track seems to have a lot of 90-degree corners, so I really have to slow down. Like when I'm learning a track, I'm looking at the where is it? Right there, the track map. Or in my case, it's gonna be up here, right there. Just to kind of give me an idea of what's coming up. Because again, I don't know. I don't know yet. So right now we're not really trying to go fast. I'm just trying to get the basic layout of the track and kind of starting to memorize it. Okay, this is the right turn. But even at this early stage, I'm already concentrating on my pedal inputs. The one I was just talking about. And hitting the apex. I found for myself, the earlier I start focusing on the basic for a track that I'm learning, the better it is in the long run. Because if you start practicing with, I guess, bad habits, if let's say, the more it becomes ingrained in your brain, and it's harder to get rid of it later on. So you kind of want to practice, how you want to drive. This is my second lap. Nothing. Oh, including the out lap. This is my first real lap. Okay, it's a right turn after that horseshoe. A horseshoe looking section. Use all the room. Oh, apex. So once you reach the apex, you want to start unwinding the steering wheel. Okay, you don't need to brake there. This is the right turn. Use all the room. Brake, turn, apex, and exit. Try to keep the inputs smooth. Let's brake at the 400 on this part. 400 brake. Even if you know the track already, and you're just coming back to it for the first time in a long time, it's also a good idea to just slow down and kind of establish your lines again and concentrate more on your input and the pedal input and steering. That way when you start pushing, you have a better idea of where the lines should be, or at least the optimum line for you. Wait. The pit entry is right there, just after, right after that last corner. It is the no braking one. On the outside, brake. Okay, so at this point, this is my 7th lap, or that was the 6th lap. At this point, I kind of have a general idea of what the track is and where I need to brake or, whatnot. So from here on, I will just keep on working on fine-tuning everything, braking markers, turn-in points, and stuff like that, so that I can try to really squeeze in the time that I can lap this track. Obviously, right now I'm not even looking at the times yet. Times right now, times are irrelevant. So you just want to get the basic feel for the track. Don't look at the time. Just concentrate on the inputs and your line entry, hitting the apex, and then exit. So hopefully that helped out a little bit, and everyone good luck out on the track. Thank you.